Well, I certainly hope this doesn't start becoming a thing. So, the twins have dropped, and predictably, they're an absolute disaster. Just awful. This killer is a complete sham. A complete dumpster fire. The whole chapter is a complete dumpster fire. Just ask Legion how he's doing in the new chapter, bruh. Just ask Oni how he's doing in the new chapter, bruh. So many bugs and glitches. A true disaster. Okay? This right here is truly the absolute breaking point of this balance. Well, I mean, it's a breaking point of their balance philosophy too. This right here is truly the breaking point. It's officially behavior against the people at this point right now, dude. Behavior has truly separated themselves from what we want. Behavior has overlords in China. Behavior has business needs. Behavior has to pay their bills to China and all this shit. So our experience suffers as a result. Okay? I truly hope this has been the worst purchased chapter of all time. Because this is just a mess. Nothing against Charlotte and Victor. I like Charlotte and Victor. But they are not worth your money. Behavior has truly... This is like a breaking point for Behavior's entire philosophy. How they make killers, how they design the chapters, rush them out. This is the breaking point right here. What is happening right now is a shit show. It is never allowed to happen again. This right here, the twins, they have easily created the worst killer in the game. Easily. Clown can shut down a loop, people. Like, that is better than what these two are bringing to the table. Victor struggles with a basic pallet. Like, Victor struggles with basic tiles. So, we are in need of a series of changes here. This killer is a fucking mess. So this is a code red emergency, how to buff the twins. How can we save these two from being the worst character in the game? They have massive potential. And like that's the saddest thing here. There's so much unnecessary bullshit here. They have so much potential to be devastating. Just ask Dreamwitch from Identity V how this type of playstyle can be devastating. That's what makes this whole thing so sad. Behavior ripped off Identity V again, and they botched it. Now, usually with Behavior's crappy character design, we see Shitslinger, we go, oh, he's bad. I mean, and then we see the Blight, oh, he's bad. Well, Shitslinger is not the worst character in the game. The Blight actually turned out alright. But this right here, they've dumped the worst killer in the game. And even after their buffs, they're going to continue to be the worst. So, and a lot of that, another thing that has to do with is their add-ons. Behavior's add-on philosophy, once again, but this killer especially, they've proven that they can't design add-ons. Only 3 Victor has 3 add-ons. The twins have 3 viable add-ons. 3. So that means we're at a 3 for 20 ratio here. That is a shocking 3 divided by 20. That is a shocking 15%. 15% of Victor's add-ons are garbage. No, are good. 85% of the add-ons they gave the twins are just fucking terrible. Okay? It comes from not understanding the game. It comes from not playing the game. It comes from not playtesting. It comes from not understanding the game. Okay? They just make these killers absolutely horrendous in their base kits. A killer should be able to stand on their own in their base kit, and then the add-ons should be amplifiers. Behavior decides to make the killer trash in their base kit and then make them trash add-ons, so they're just bad. They're just so fucking bad. Okay? So, let's go through. How do you emergency hotfix buff these two to make them good? Okay? So let's check it out. Base kit changes. I thought Myers was bad. These two have easily surpassed the 9 changes I gave Myers to make him good. I think we have like 12 or 13 when you go through every individual change. I think there's like 13 changes here. 13 to 14. Like, easily have beaten Myers. Alright, base kit changes. The first thing, Victor gets 1 extra health point. Victor gets 1 extra health point base. This crushing, this pouncing, it's so low. It's high risk, low reward. Because right now, you pounce, the damn thing is so unreliable, it takes forever to aim, and then you miss. After it takes forever to aim, and then you miss, because the survivor has a brain in their head. And then you are put in a year and a half of stun that the survivor has to get the fuck over there and just kick you, and then Victor's dead. So it's like, why didn't I just run up and hit them? Like you people wonder why people play Spirit all the time, and Nurse, and Freddy. Why do people play Freddy? I have no idea, bro. So Victor gets 1 basic health point for a huge high risk maneuver, and he damages you 1 health state when he even hits it. It's totally not worth it. So the first thing you could do is give Victor an extra health point. This would act when he's on the ground. So like if he's crushed when he's idle, Charlotte still can't switch to him, meaning the crushes can be changed. So you can still kill him. It just takes a little longer. This would be good at pallets too. So if you're if he's in your way at a pallet, it's gonna be harder to deal with him. While Victor is crushed within a chase, he will be stunned, i.e. a pallet stun. So basically, if you miss, this is debatably too much. You miss, and then the survivor comes and kicks you, and then you get a pallet stun instead of just dying right out the gate. After this, your movement speed will be reduced by 20% for the next 10 seconds. Okay, that's okay because he's already moving at 150% base. So especially if you combine it with some of the add-ons that are actually good, like this penalty is actually, this 20% movement speed penalty is fine. So just you kick him. He has 1 extra health point, 20% for the next 10 seconds, and then you get some distance as the survivor before he has to try again. It's still an effective time waster, but allows the killer another chance, instead of just, dying. Okay, next. When separated from Victor, Charlotte gains a 5% movement speed buff. There's not enough done with Charlotte, okay? Charlotte is just 115 baseline killer. She's there to get Victor on the board. Because this idea, they wanted to do Victor. It was very, very clear that they wanted to do Victor. And they just said Charlotte can be base 115, whatever. There's not enough for Charlotte. Charlotte is a debilitating weakness on this character. Because, well, Victor's the biggest weakness. But Charlotte not having nothing to cover for Victor's weaknesses very much hurts them. So when Victor's out, Charlotte getting a 120% will allow her to close some downs and get some more pressure to allow Victor back in the game. Because if these two lose control of the game, Victor's pretty much useless. You need those baseline killer fundamentals because Victor has no basic attack, so he has no access to the fundamentals of the game. Charlotte does. If you start falling apart with Victor, Charlotte is a decent fallback to get some pressure. So Charlotte having that extra movement speed buff will help her get it down while Victor's out and hidden, and then to help her get started back to keep the game and keep the flow moving. Just 5%, that's all you need. Doesn't need to be big. Victor can open a locker and damage a survivor for a single health state. This locker bug that's in the game right now is really working. It does exactly what we said we should do. Victor should just be able to damage somebody for a single health state within a locker. This locker mechanic that they're going to add is going to be worse than what's in the game right now. Victor should just be able to open the locker and either down an injured survivor or latch on to a healthy survivor. We don't need a new locker mechanic with these two. Just let Victor hit them. That's next. Next, tremendously increases Victor movement speed while charging a pounce. The movement speed buff that they gave him from PTB is garbage. And you know what? I don't even know if it's even implemented right. With all the bugs that are in the game, it feels like shit. If this was a buff, I would hate to play the PTB. Because it's still impossible to hit good survivors at a tire as Victor. At an Autohaven tire. Try hitting a good survivor with Victor at an Autohaven tire. You cannot do it. It's impossible. So let him be able to actually follow the fucker while they're rounding around something. Even then, the fact that it's in a straight line is still going to make it hard to actually hit people. It's still going to be challenging even with this buff. But the fact right now, it's just impossible to hit them at a basic tire. No other killer in the game gets countered by fucking tires. And that's why they're the worst, bruh. Their power is countered by running around a tree or running around a tire. Clown laughs at these two. For real. By making the movement speed better, they won't have these issues. Next, Victor can be recalled immediately upon latching onto a survivor. This 45-second shit is garbage. It's my power. I'm the killer. I'm the power roll. Let me make the decision on whether you keep Victor or not. It's my choice. My power, my choice. 45 seconds. No, that's a penalty for getting a hit. If the survivors are good, the 45 seconds of hijacking is a penalty for hitting a survivor. It's bullshit. Next, Victor cannot be crushed upon a successful pounce. When a killer hits their pounce, Victor should be immune to stuns. It's bullshit that you can hit your play and hit your really hard pounce that's hard to hit, and your reward for that is getting crushed by a nearby survivor, dying, and then we're gonna live forever goes off and the guy gets back up. It's bullshit. We're gonna live forever completely Shreks these two. They have infinite counterplay. Every perk in the game beats them somehow. So by making Victor not be crushed upon a successful pounce, it rewards the killer for actually hitting the fucking pounce and allows the down to actually go through and take place. Right now, Victor being hit, and then we're gonna live, and then sometimes not even that of Charlotte's position, just a base heal. But especially those we're gonna live forever plays really make this character just fucking die. You just sneak up on Victor after he hits the pounce, because if he hits the pounce, he's stationary, he's stuck. You can just run up and kick him. It's stupid. Next, Charlotte can see Victor's aura immediately upon latching onto a survivor. So not only can I recall Victor immediately, but I can also see the aura. So if you're close to me as Charlotte, I'll be able to know exactly where you are and go right over to you. It's a downside for getting hit by Victor. So I can immediately recall him, and if I want to recall him, or I can leave him onto you and immediately see your aura, get some information. And then the killer instinct might go off and get the information on the rest of your team. Next, the status effect blindness is added to the list of status effects that Victor applies. I don't even know if I forgot to add this change too. The status effects blindness and exhaustion are added to the list of status effects that Victor applies when latched onto a survivor. I cannot believe that out of all the status effects in this game, they chose the worst ones to apply. For real. Okay, well, why is that? Hemorrhage continues to be fucking useless. Garbage. Just straight trash. Oblivious. What you think would be cool, but it's actually a detriment to you, especially if you hit the Object of Obsession guy with Victor. If you hit the guy with Object of Obsession, that's a buff. Becoming oblivious in that situation is a buff, and then the object guy can run around and make you lose your power for 45 seconds, and then you just lost the game. The one time they needed blindness on a status effect, they don't have it. Blindness is situational garbage in 99% of all situations in this game. This is one where you need it. Because the oblivious is there without the blindness, it means the Object of Obsession guy gets free wall hacks every time you chase them. It's stupid, it breaks the game. You need to change it. It's just so bad, bruh. And then exhaustion, self-explanatory. You have a fucking baby on your back. I'm sorry, behavior. It's a baby. Don't make an add-on called Baby's Teeth if it's not a baby. But yeah, another downside to getting hit by Victor is you lose your dead hard. And I think that's more than fair. Okay. And then I think there was one more status effect, but I don't think that one's worth going into. It was oblivious, blindness. It was oblivious, hemorrhage, and I don't even remember. It's that useless, bro. It's literally that useless. Debatably hindered should be there too, but who cares? Okay, next. The noise cue when Victor is released is deleted. Fuck that. Know which twin is out. Know who is coming toward you. It takes skill. The game doesn't need to tell you that Victor's coming out. It's silly. The noise cue. Charlotte gives off killer instinct when a survivor is within Victor's screen range of her. So basically, whenever a survivor is within the same range that Victor would be giving off a killer instinct, Charlotte does too. It's twins. They're twins. Why don't they have the same power? They give Victor this killer instinct reveal, but Charlotte doesn't have it. Like, they're twins, right? Shouldn't they do the same thing because they're twins? I know twins will probably hate that kind of thing, but like, still, that pisses me off. I feel like their husks should be mirrors of each other. Now, I know the idea is that Victor can be killed, so his should be better, but it's still just crap. Just let Charlotte have the killer instinct too. It'll help their pressure. It'll help you expand your knowledge about what's going on around the map, and it'll really help add to the knowledge you have. Charlotte just being an empty husk is just silly. You don't know how many times you're playing as Victor, you get it down, you teleport back to Charlotte, and there's a gen almost done. It's like, bruh, if I knew that gen was there, I would have much better pressure. I lost a generator because Charlotte's weak. Okay. Next, all other cues are deleted. Victor glowing red when idle, deleted. Charlotte's noise cues, deleted. All those noise cues that tells you what the twins are actually doing, get rid of them. Let the killer have mix-up potential. Let the killer pretend to go back to Charlotte when he's on Victor. Make the survivor have to guess. Make the survivor have to make an accurate understanding of what you're actually doing. I know Scott Junn will hate that change, because killer shouldn't make me guess. But fuck you, Scott Junn. Fuck you. Okay, next. Charlotte retains her terror radius while Victor is being controlled. This is so that you have to guess which one they're controlling. You have to make the correct play, and Charlotte can come back any second and just grab you off the generator. It adds some risk to actually doing the gen that's right there in her face, especially when you combine it with the killer instinct that's there. Which the killer instinct, I don't know if you guys know this, but that can be avoided if you crouch. So it's not even broken. If you understand how it works, it's not even broken. Alright, next. Victor's default arc goes over pallets. Victor's default arc, his default arc will smash into a pallet. It's an unnecessary hindrance that makes the character harder to play. Adjust the arc so that when Victor just releases a pounce with no other directions inputted, he will fly over the pallet and hit the survivor. It's hard enough to line the fucker up to actually hit them. It's even harder. It goes to a real realm of absurdity, and when you have to actually adjust it again to actually get over the pallet and hit them. They made the character harder just for the sake of making them hard. Nurse, understandable. And because she's the nurse. Spirit is more difficult than people give her credit for. And then, this killer doesn't have to be as hard as they're making them. They're just making it harder and more complicated just so they can say, well, you just suck with the killer, get good. The balance is actually fine. Let Victor do it. It's silly that he can't. Next, add-on Toy Sword is now base. This add-on is one of those add-ons where it's going to be at run every single game. It's a common. The twins need it to play. Just make it base on them. Victor needs it to do absolutely anything. And it slightly decreases the pounce charge time. Next, reduce the amount of time that the survivors have to crush Victor after a missed pounce. They have 12 years to do it right now. They have 12 years, making the attack incredibly high risk for low reward. By making the attack more low risk, it makes the character inherently better. Because right now they're just so fucking trash. So there you go. That's everything that these two need base without add-on changes. As you can see, this character is incredibly weak. Incredibly weak. Behavior, thought about too much counterplay, not enough reasons to actually play the character. A lot of these changes are adjustments on behavior's overcompensation for what is an already weak character becoming even weaker. These changes now they're ready to just be buffed. Now they're ready for the add-on changes. They're not ready to be good yet. Now they're just ready for the add-on changes. Now they're average if you do all this to them. Okay, so next, let's start with these add-on changes. Okay. Next, I did not organize these, unfortunately, because this was so done at the last minute. So we'll see the families. The first of our families is this Toy Sword. Behavior. Toy Sword slightly decreases the pounce charge time requirement. Grants Victor one extra hit point. So now instead of 2 hit points, you have 3. It's a good family. It adds to Victor's durability and makes it even more low. Makes every pounce you go for even more low risk. Next, Tiny Fingernail. Behavior. Moderately reduces Victor's unbiting time. Trash. It's just garbage. This is not a stat you need to buff on them by any stretch of the imagination. It's garbage. It's not going to do anything. No one's ever going to run this. Mine. Slightly reduces the cooldown when switching to Charlotte, which is 3 seconds base. It's 3 to 2.5. Next, Soured Milk. Behavior. Slightly increases Victor's shriek radius. Now, admittedly, this family isn't bad because the shriek radius can get you some noise notifications you wouldn't get otherwise. But I think it's fine enough base. I really think it's doing what it's supposed to be doing base. Because you have no, indicator. I think it's okay. And plus, the shriek lets you know that it's happening. So, there's no surprise factor either. And plus, these add-ons have a downside where they can let the survivors know Victor is there at a bigger range, so they can come kill him, even when they might not know he's there. Okay, so overall, I just think they're not worth it. So mine is slightly increases Victor's movement speed, which is, I believe, a green right now, but we moved it down to a common. Next, cat figurine. Behavior. Displays the target location of the pounce. Mine slightly increases Charlotte's lunge distance without Victor. This is a series that we're going to use to make Charlotte stronger. So without Victor, Charlotte gets some kind of additional benefit. In addition to the 5% movement speed, she now has a slightly extended lunge. Uncommons, Madeline's Glove. Behavior increases Victor's shriek radius. We already went over why I don't think this is worth it. So mine grants Victor 2 extra hit points for 4 hits total. So that means 4 kicks, and they can be chained together when you're far away. And these won't give Charlotte like noise cues. It just takes longer to get rid of them. They won't give Charlotte a noise cue until she's dead. But it's mostly purchases. Ceremonial candle. Ceremonial candle. Behavior slightly increases the time needed for survivors to crush Victor. We already have a family of add-ons that's dedicated to doing that. So mine, without Victor, Charlotte's resistance to stuns is increased by 50%. So Charlotte gets enduring when she doesn't have Victor. That way you can slap on Spear of Fury, save a perk slot on Spear of Fury enduring, which is a common M1 killer thing. So now you have an additional 5% movement speed and enduring. So now you can, so Spear of Fury is 1 slot. Now you can slide that on in, make Charlotte a little stronger. Next, Cat's Eye. Mine, Victor shrieks stop when Pounce is fully charged. This is useless, does nothing for you. Mine, moderately increases Charlotte's lunge distance without Victor. Notice how we're making Charlotte stronger, too. Well, Charlotte was very neglected when they designed this add-on kit. You know they really were thinking about Victor this entire time. They weren't thinking about how Charlotte's just a random fast piece of shit 115 killer that doesn't do anything. Much like half the roster. Stupid. Mine, bloody Black Hood for behavior. Bloody Black Hood for behavior. Behavior slightly reduces cooldown time when switching to Charlotte. This is fine. Let's just add it to my family. Moderate reduces cooldown time when switching to Charlotte from 3 to 2 seconds. Baby teeth. Victor's not a baby, by the way, guys. 2 teeth that Victor lost long ago. Why make an add-on called Baby Teeth if you're going to say he's not a baby? And you're going to ban people from the forums for saying he's not a baby. They should just be Victor's teeth. That's what the add-on should be called. By calling it baby, I don't care that they lost it a long time ago. By calling him, by saying baby teeth, no one's actually going to read this description. No one except like the hardcore marks for your company actually read this fucking shit. By saying baby teeth as an add-on, you're going to encourage the confusion. But keep yelling at us for calling him a damn baby when you literally just fuel the fire. Idiot. Behavior. Survivors removing Victor suffer from the blindness status effect for 15 seconds. That should be a plus. What this add-on should be is survivors hit with Victor and suffer from an additional blindness status effect for the duration that they're holding Victor. That's what the add-on should be. Even then, it would still be bad, and we need to buff it. Mine moderately increases Victor's movement speed. This is a purple. We moved it down to a yellow. Weighty Rattle. We're up to the greens now. Behavior. Survivors removing Victor suffer from the broken status effect for 20 seconds. Okay, now Victor can be recalled. So, like, the Object of Obsession guy that got hit, like, he's never going to even see this. Why does it have to trigger off of something that they do? Why can't it trigger off something that we do? Also, broken for 20 seconds? That's bad. We tried that on Forced Pendants, and you immediately said that the broken status effect for even 40 seconds wasn't enough to get proper use out of. Why would you go again, make a useless add-on like this, when you have already acknowledged that 40 seconds of broken is useless, and you had to buff Forced Pendants? Remember when you did that? So what's this? Why are we designing crap like this? Truly wretched. Mine. Upon switching from Victor to Charlotte, Charlotte's movement speed is increased by 10% for 10 seconds. So you basically, the idea here is that you combine the weighty rattle with the thing that makes Charlotte wake up faster, and you can catch up to survivors faster, get hits faster with her. So you'll be moving at 125%. No, 130, because you get a 5% buff without Victor. So you switch back to Charlotte. You get 10% more movement. So you're moving at 130 for 10 seconds. Very good. Very, very good. The Stale Biscuit. Behavior slightly decreases Victor's pounce cooldown. Mine grants Victor 3 extra hit points for 5 total. They're trying to do the same thing, which is not him getting killed when he's pouncing. That's the idea. When he misses a pounce, the idea is that you don't kill him. So mine's a lot better at doing that, obviously. Sewer Sludge. Behavior slightly increases the time needed for survivors to remove Victor. Okay, who the fuck cares? You can remove Victor literally while you're running. So it really doesn't matter, bruh. Also, again, if you're object of obsession and you're good, Charlotte's never getting Victor back after he... If you're, like, fuck object of obsession, when you're a good player, Charlotte's not getting Victor back. So this is useless. Mine considerably increases Charlotte's lunge without Victor. So, like, the idea here is that if Victor's on somebody, Charlotte gets a boost, so you don't really need to recall him right away. That's the idea. And then it might be good to remove Victor if you see that the Twins player is running a Charlotte build, where he, like, stuff, like, with Victor being, like, there should, I should have just made an add-on that says Charlotte's movement speed is increased by 10% as long as Victor's on somebody, which I believe was an initial buff idea I had. The idea is that you make Charlotte a bigger threat while Victor's on somebody. But, you know what I mean. As long as Charlotte does not have Victor, she gets an increased movement, increased lunge. Okay, Rusted Needle. Behavior. Survivors removing Victor suffer from hemorrhage status effect until healed. That should be mangled, but even then, why did they have to remove Victor to get the status effect? It's stupid, meaningless. Mine considerably reduces the cooldown from switching to Charlotte from 3 to 1.5 seconds. Much better. Madeline's Scarf. Behavior slightly increases Victor's movement speed. Good family, not enough of a boost. Mine considerably increases Victor's movement speed. Victor's Soldier. Toy soldier Victor clung to when scared. Victor should be scared seeing all these fucking bugs in this game right now. Victor should be scared. You never know when he's going to get stuck to the floor or fall through it. Embarrassing. Behavior should be ashamed of itself. What a wretched company. Mine, if a survivor crushes Victor while he's idle, their aura is revealed to Charlotte for 6 seconds. Why does this add-on have to trigger off of something that they do? You never want to design something around the opposition interacting with it. That's how you create bad things. Just ask people that play TCGs. Making a kit designed around your opponent interacting with you is just not good. It's never good. Mine. When a survivor is down by Victor, all survivors within 32 meters give off a scream notification. Okay, so the Twins are good at slugging, right? The Twins are really good at slugging. Okay, so how come they don't have an Infectious Spread add-on? By giving them this add-on here and then making Victor immune to stuns in his base kit, you now let the slug game really go off. And you have creating the top tier potential that these two actually have together. This is the add-on they most desperately need and they don't have it. It's embarrassing. Spinning Top. This add-on would be good right now, even without the Victor is immune to stuns upon being hit. This would be good right now. I don't know how they don't have it. Okay, so Spinning Top. Behavior moderately increases the time needed for survivors to remove Victor. Mine. Upon being crushed for the first time while idle, Victor will become an AI that will chase the survivor that crushed him until either recalled or until he gets the down. So basically, you try to crush Victor, Victor leaves his post and chases the survivor for you. So you can stay on Charlotte while Victor's busy. The mobile version has already programmed killer bots, so this is not out of the ordinary. This is not too bad. It's additional pressure. Even if the AI isn't good and can be easily avoided, it's still additional pressure that makes one survivor occupado while you down another with Charlotte. Or you can find that survivor that Victor is also chasing, double team them, and get the free down. Very, very simple. So this is an interesting add-on. This is something I thought that they could do with Hag too, but we'll get to her video. Force Stew. Behavior moderately increases Victor's movement speed. Probably Victor's second best add-on behind the Toy Sword. So mine tremendously increases Victor's movement speed. Simple, effective, easy. There's not enough simple, effective stuff, bruh. Drop of Perfume. Behavior. Survivors within Victor's shriek radius suffer from oblivious status effect. Who cares, bruh? What? So you can, like... use object more, and plus, how you camping? What are you gonna do with that? Camp the hook? Yeah, you can't switch back to Charlotte when you're not camping the hook. You'd have to be chasing them with Victor at the hook, and even then, is a shriek radius count as a terror radius? Does that even trigger borrowed time? This is useless. It doesn't do anything for you. And plus, what are they gonna do? Leave Victor at the gen? They're just gonna kick him and crush him anyway. You're not getting anything from this. Stupid. Mine tremendously reduces the cooldown when switching to Charlotte. 3 to 1. So we went from a 3-second cooldown to a 1-second cooldown. Charlotte can basically be on top of somebody immediately upon switching, just like Victor is. It's bullshit that they don't work the same. Why is there an unnecessary limitation upon switching to the weaker twin? It doesn't make any sense. I say weaker twin, but I'm not sure, actually. They're both really weak. Alright, so the iridescents. These iridescents are awful. Some of the worst iridescents in the game. They literally do nothing. Silencing cloth. Behavior. After waking up from a dormant state, Charlotte is granted undetectable for 12 seconds. Who cares, bro? What are you going to do with that? What are you doing with 12 seconds of undetectable? Like, what's that doing for you? Are you going to counter borrow time with that? Yeah. How you going to get... So your goal is to... So you're leaving... You're on Victor, leaving the hook, and then you're going to swap back just to counter borrow time with Charlotte. And then you have to actually move for 6 of those seconds over. Why didn't the guy just wait 6 seconds if he sees you're undetectable and then do the borrow time? Silly. Doesn't do anything. Undetectable for 12 seconds is trash. Alright, so mine. Charlotte can no longer be stunned by a pallet to break control of Victor. One of Charlotte's best utilities right now is body blocking pallets. However, if you stun her with the pallet, the person breaks control of Victor. This iridescent will make it so that doesn't happen anymore. It's not OP. It's an effective boost. Might give you some wasted pallets in there too. Alright, so that's pretty damn decent. The other one, iridescent pendant. Behavior, if a survivor crushes Victor while he's idled and they suffer exposed from 12 seconds. Oh. So that does nothing. So when they crush Victor when you're halfway across the map, because the idea is that you separate them at all times until you have to pick somebody up. That's like the only time the two of them are together. So the idea is that they crush him while he's idle, and then the guy who's halfway across the map becomes exposed for 12 seconds, and you won't be able to do anything with it. Yeah, this is terrible. Truly fucking useless. Okay, so what's mine? Victor's pounce can now break pallets. This is considered a successful pounce, so you can't stun him after he breaks a pallet. He will receive a movement speed penalty as if he has been crushed after he breaks the pallet. Breaking one pallet is a 10-second penalty, so he'll go down to 130 after breaking a pallet. Breaking another pallet before the timer's up will add another 10-second penalty. So if you break a pallet with 3 seconds left, you now have 13 more seconds. Allows Victor to break the pallets. Pretty damn good. This right here, admittedly a very rushed video and a very rushed kit. But since the twins are so garbage, I feel like it's necessary. Alright, the only regret was not organizing them, but I've already started filming, so what the fuck ever, I don't even care. It's not like this is going to get over 100 views anyway, so it doesn't matter. This is an emergency. This was like, because they're so fucking bad, this is like the shit I could come up with within a day after like a day and a half of actually playing them. Okay, these two are awful. This entire chapter is awful, and the developers have a responsibility to never let something like this happen again. Okay, we need a new top tier in this game. Okay, every killer should be designed to be top tier. But after the shit we went through with this, we deserve a top tier. And you know what? It deserves to be these two. Buff them. Don't let them sit and not do anything. Buff them. They're really close to being good now. They have such a massive design flaw, and then their add-ons just are useless. If behavior shows that they care about the fan base, the one thing you could actually do is listen to us. Slow the fuck down on the production of all this shit, and actually take the time to flesh out what you have. Because what you have is underpowered and unexplored. Do it.